my friends. This is Ammar Siddiqui from Ajax, Ontario. I hope you all are doing great. And let's see who has joined us today on this LinkedIn Live. Right. Thank you very much for joining in. And today's session is about who should we follow. There is so much happening on LinkedIn and on other social media platforms. It is very, very difficult to filter the content and follow the content which is relevant to you. Randa, how are you? Rand, oh sorry, I misspelled your name. How are you? How is your little one? I hope you are well and enjoying the addition in the family. Hopefully staying safe also. So thank you very much for joining in. I know we have few people joining in. Hopefully this number will increase. We usually have 15 to 20 people who come in for the session. Let me post this onto some other groups. Hopefully more people will join in the session. Where are you joining from? Can you please share your city and country? And today's discussion is relevant to the overflow or excessive information that we all are experiencing. How do we deal with that? Yeah. So if we start looking at the level of content or the extent of content that is kind of hitting us on a regular basis on social media. Oh, congratulations, Ron! 6 months. My God, time flies. Time flies. Time flies. All right, so those who have joined in, somehow we only have 3-4 people at the moment, but I'll give it some time. Junaid Rajput is asking a question which is not relevant to today's discussion, but stay with me. I will share some thoughts with you, some very basic thoughts, and those thoughts are about your own homework before we ask for help. So, great. Now, what do we do? I mean, are we really engaged on social media, on LinkedIn, or we just simply browse quickly, sort of kill our time the way we usually do with Instagram and Snapchat chat posts? I try to focus on 1 or 2 or 3 maybe influencers and the type of content that is out there, which is related to either what I'm doing or what I'm trying to learn from. So one of the things that I really inspire with is business strategy or leadership strategy. And in this regards, I follow Simon Sinek. Simon Sinek, perhaps in the modern time, is one of the best author and strategist. Um, I'm reading his book, Why Leaders Eat Last. I bought it some time ago, and now I'm reading it thoroughly and enjoying it a lot. Um, so whoever is whoever you think is the most interesting person to follow as far as the content quality of content and is concerned, um, uh, and the level of content. So if it is too much coming out, then of course it's useless because our own retention capacity is pretty low. We have 7 people joining in. Can you please put in where are you joining in from in this discussion? What type of things we should really be following on social media, on LinkedIn, and what will really help us learn and build our own knowledge and capacity. So that's the topic that I have. Um, and I would request you to share your thoughts. Just in your comments, tell us what you follow, what kind of content you follow, what do you want to learn uh, by spending your time on social media. As I said, for me, my interest is strategy and leadership, and I like to read and learn and build my knowledge around strategy and leadership. And this is the reason I follow Simon Sinek. Uh, Asif Saab from Canada, how are you? Asif Ahsan Saab is an accountant, a professional accountant. In fact, he was my client. Uh, I did his profiles optimization, his LinkedIn profile optimization, and now we have become friends. So we try to coach each other. So I take some advice from him, he takes some advice from me. Um, so um, so the topic today we have is that what kind of content shall we follow? Um, Edwin from USA, thank you very much for joining in. Abdul Qayyum from Lahore, thank you for joining in. Um, Now the idea is that we should discuss what type of content shall we follow on LinkedIn or on any other social media, so that instead of wasting our time, we are targeting our time to learn something new. Maybe just one or two interesting things that we learn from these influencers, those people um, who write interesting content. Shumaila from Injaz, Pakistan, thank you very much for joining in. Um, Absolutely, you are absolutely right. Social media is a great tool to to expand your network and of course to learn a lot. It's not only one-way traffic. So when we follow people, we only at times not only just learning from them, but of course contributing to the knowledge of people who are following those social media accounts. So, um, so Aziza, you are absolutely right. So when I do LinkedIn profile optimization for my clients, I write a content strategy based on the client's focus. And one of the focus that we discussed, because Hasib runs his practice. He is an accountant. He has an accounting and bookkeeping firm in Mississauga, Ontario. His focus is anybody who is talking about accounting. Now, for the sake of your own network expansion, if you work with people who have similar interests, then you will expand your network also uh, within within that community. So this knowledge sharing platforms that we have now, um, are also inundated with content. So, for instance, if you go on LinkedIn, if you simply scroll down, you would find tons and tons of content. What I suggest is to filter that content based on your interest. That's what I do. So maybe in a week's time, I learn one or two things that are relevant that I did not know before and that are relevant to what I am doing also. So, for instance, Hassan Siddiqui in Pakistan, he um, he reads on optimism and content related to engineering and all that. So that's his focus. What I suggest to people who are watching this live session as you have joined me is to follow relevant hashtags. By following relevant hashtags, you will be able to filter the content that you are interested in, and a lot of content uh, which uh, which is out there may not be relevant to you, and you may have, like, I have almost 24,000 people in my network, um, and not everybody is in the same profession. I mean, people are from different professions, from different parts of this world, uh, and everyone has different interests. So as people who are contributing as far as the content contribution is concerned on LinkedIn also. So people writing about social media, people are writing about innovation, and innovation, there are so many derivatives within innovation also. People are writing about startups, people are writing about strategy, marketing, live sessions coming up. Every minute there are hundreds of live sessions going on like this one. Targeting and being relevant is very, very important. And this is what I always say and tell people, that stay relevant. Staying relevant is really, really important um, in um, uh, in in kind of helping yourself learn quickly. Uh, just give me a minute, please. All right, so thank you very much. I just had um, a, a very good new friend, Dare Abidin from Nigeria. He's also a LinkedIn expert and career coach. I have requested him um, to join me in one of the sessions and talk to me about some nitty-gritties around LinkedIn optimization, and hopefully next week or within next week or so, I will invite him for a session, and hopefully you will get a notice beforehand to join in um, and get benefit of this discussion from another expert on LinkedIn optimization. So that's an interesting thing, and of course, this network is developed. I followed him, he followed me, and that's how we really hopefully will be able to work together and benefit some of the followers we have. So Shumaila, if you're still with us, would you like to tell us how are you in Injaz spreading the knowledge? If you're interested, I can bring you in for a short um, discussion live. If you're interested, just send me your email address, or I may be able to find your email address on your profile. Um, and that will be a great benefit to the viewers. I have your email address. If you're interested, let me know. Just comment here, and I'll be able to send you an invite to join in. Um, it is so I am really enjoying LinkedIn Live because this is a great opportunity for me to interact with with a lot of people across the globe, and not only share uh, my thoughts, but also learn from them, because the kind of comments that we get on live, those comments are also highly valuable, and people. I mean, I learn a lot. um uh, so yes, Iman, it's live. Iman, as I see from your profile, you also do social media marketing and content work, which is great. We are discussing what kind of content we should follow so that we learn from the content rather than just simply wasting time browsing social media. And the idea is to stay targeted. Um, if we are targeted, then of course it really helps, and in a shorter period of time we learn more. Um, so I've requested Shumaila, if she is interested in joining in this live. I will bring her live for a short period of time, like maybe about 10 minutes. If not, then maybe some other time. Uh, So social media and live and all sorts of other platforms are excellent source of information. The information that we get, it is our responsibility. How do we filter that information for our own benefits? It's like reading a book. A book is there. You buy a book, you read the book from cover to cover. But if we don't learn from that book, if we do not make some notes, uh, the so very good question from Hassan. He's asking me, obviously this does not show the whole question. Um, he's asking me, it makes sense to expand our network as much as possible. However, are there any precautions or don'ts that we should keep in mind while accepting connections? It depends. If you are an open networker, the way I am, I would always um accept all the connections. Uh, and now with the experience, I can even spot if somebody is a cryptocurrency seller or Bitcoin seller. I still accept the invitation, but as soon as they start trying to sell me, I block them. Not really interested. So um, so you really need to focus on your network. So as a professional, like when I coach on LinkedIn, building your network on LinkedIn. And most of my clients, even if they have a profile for the past 5 6 years, are still beginners. Um, um, so my focus for them is to stay focused, which means what? Which means if so, Shumaila wants to join in. I will send you a link. Just click on that link, and hopefully you will be in, and I'll be able to see you here. Okay, so click on this link and see if you can join in, and that will be a great thing. We'll also try to learn about Injaz and how you reach out to a wider community. So Hassan, the thing is that you have to be focused, you have to be targeted if you're expanding your networks. So, for instance, if you are uh, Shumaila, check your inbox. I've already sent you the link. Yeah, you've seen it. So just click on the link and see if it allows you to enter the broadcast. Um, um, so stay focused on your profession. So if you are a content writer, for instance, uh, you need to learn a lot about content writing and content marketing and all sorts of stuffs around that. But within content marketing also there are certain derivatives. For instance, you could be a fashion content writer, you could be a foodie content writer, you could be a travel content writer. So obviously you need to really focus on what kind of content you you really are you really want to target and focus and produce. So if you are following some, for instance, um, I really love reading Seth Godin. So if you don't follow his blog, um, follow his blog, Seth Godin. Now Seth writes anything between 4 or 5 lines to a page, uh, but his style is conversational. His style is fascinating. And the book that I wrote, I in fact wrote 2 books. Both books were written based on Seth's style. I really love it. And this inspiration came from by reading his books. So I read his books, and from by reading his book, I developed that style, which I really love. Oh, I'm not sure if Shumaila is joining in. She has seen the link, but I'm still not sure if she's joining in. Shumaila, if you could, then it will be great. If you can't, really, no issue. Mohammed Saad is stepping into content marketing and social media marketing. Um, Again, as I said, follow people like Jeff Belaz, I would say. There are other content marketing gurus you can follow. Um, but be very specific because you cannot follow everybody, one. Number two, it is difficult to understand the real differences in marketing strategy. Uh, Maybe the basic principles would be the same, but there could be different strategies. So maybe in the beginning you start experimenting with these with different kind of strategies, and whichever works nicely for you, you can continue with that one. So um, so with that, I think I've responded to that question. If there are any more questions, I'll be happy to happy to happy to answer. But one thing that I always suggest is LinkedIn is a family. I treat it as a family. So whoever has commented on this post, on this live session, whoever has joined in, it will be good um, when I do. She won't be. She is not getting in. All right. Let me send you link. Let me just refresh it, and let's see if this works. If it doesn't work, then obviously there is some issue with. Just click on this link and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, then obviously that's a technical thing with Restream, which that's a platform that I use mostly. There are two major platforms which are, well, now there is one more which I connected with LinkedIn Live. One is Restream and the other one is StreamYard. Restream gives me almost unlimited time, whereas StreamYard gives me 20 hours every month. So maybe, next time around I'll try to use StreamYard. Okay, so there's no point in chatting with them, although they can provide Mohammed Saad is asking about the courses that are offered. See, the thing is your own learning capability. I do LinkedIn profile optimization. That's my business. I talk about it on my LinkedIn also. I talk about it. And a lot of people, then connects with me and they ask questions, which is fine. And if they are looking for sort of free information, I usually redirect them to a lot of free stuff which is available already. So you Google, you find YouTube videos, you find articles and all that. Now, issue is that how would you make out which technique is the best technique for you? There could be multiple techniques. People are talking too technical, too jargon oriented and all that. So what I suggest is, Saad, follow one or two major, like Neil Patel. Neil Patel, if you don't follow Neil Patel for social media marketing, then of course you may be missing out on a lot of tips and opportunities. Jeff Bullas is also, he produces tons of content around data. So maybe these two are good to start following, and Tai Lopez is also pretty good. So try to kind of, you will filter it. It's not, you can't really blindfoldedly follow people. You have to have some focus around what you exactly need to know, and you just don't follow them, but based on their articles, their videos or whatever, you build your own guide. So have a piece of paper with you or a Word document in front of you and note down those points. If you don't note down those points, then obviously it won't help. And I'm tagging one great person who I follow on for LinkedIn, and if you are interested, you can follow him. His name is Andy Foot, and another person from Pakistan, his name is Arsalan Ashok. So follow these two people, and you will find them good. So I've tagged them there, so you can simply click there and go onto their profiles and follow them. So a lot of influencers, I do it also. See, engagement is the key in social media. Anybody who is in social media marketing, your profile gets gets sort of is ranked based on the engagement your profile has. So some of the profiles which I also, I mean, it's just pure for the, if it is purely for the sake of engagement, then of course, it really does not has a lot of value in it to me. But for the sake of algorithm, there is value. So what I suggest is there should be a balance. The content that you're sharing has to be balanced. But again, it's a priority of an individual how you want to uh, present that content. So yeah, maybe some people would just simply put in content just to create more engagement, so their profile is seen more, is more active. All right. So with this, last word from me. I hope if there are no more questions. Um, Stay relevant, stay targeted, use social media, LinkedIn, or wherever you are on social media as a platform to gain knowledge and to help people with your knowledge. Um, Target people or follow people who are relevant to you, maybe influencers. Just don't follow blindly. You can always change your direction, you can always change um, your priorities, but start with one or two well recognized thought leaders in the field that you are following, and then slowly build on that. So if you find like one or two people that are great and they produce great content, that is good enough, because anything which you don't know, if you know it now, that is 1 point plus for you. Um, so with this, Hamas Siddiqui signing off. I do LinkedIn profile optimization for better targeting recruiters, better targeting B2B and B2C opportunities. LinkedIn works like a search engine. So whoever is still with me in this session, I think there are about uh, 8, 9 people already here. LinkedIn works as a search engine. So please remember that it is your search engine. It is not your CV or your resume. Thank you very much. With this, Hamas Siddiqui signing off from Ajax, Ontario. Hopefully, I'll see you again, some of you, and please keep commenting, keep sharing your thoughts and ideas for my LinkedIn Live, and I would be pleased to discuss those with you in the future. Adios.